Welcome to Spokane, Washington, where the students here at Gonzaga University, they've been camped out for days to see the final home game inside the vaunted McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga, one last home game, and look who's in town. A Santa Clara team that knocked off this Gonzaga squad last month. Gonzaga is a red-hot team, though, since that loss. They've won 10 of 11, and there they are, just a couple of games behind St. Mary's, who's won 14 in a row. So, this Gonzaga team, they still have an outside chance at winning a 12th straight WCC regular season title. They don't control their own destiny. More on that as this game unfolds. With Richie Schuler, the coach, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. It remains such as that. Gonzaga is a red-hot team. Here's what's still at stake. They're trying to end this season strong, and they're trying to pick up a couple of quality wins before the WCC tournament in a couple of weeks.
That's right. They at least want to be a top 2 seed. That gets them a triple bye all the way to the semifinals in the West Coast Conference Tournament. And they have 2 road games next week against San Francisco and St. Mary's, 2 of the top 3 teams in the league.
St. Mary's drops one before they face off in a couple of days. Gonzaga still has a chance to at least share that title. Let's go back to the January meeting inside the Levy Center. It was Steve Nash's long-awaited return to Santa Clara, their most famous basketball alumni, and Adama Alpha Ball hit the acrobatic winner with 4 seconds to go. The turnover a few moments later. Santa Clara snapped a 26-game losing streak against Gonzaga in a thrilling manner back on January 11th. That seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does. I think Gonzaga wants a little bit of retribution here.
One last home game to do so. Buckle up. Should be a fun one, just like it normally is inside the McCarthy Athletic Center. Santa Clara, as you saw, they're an upper echelon team, have been for years.
And they are huge. I really think they need to use that size advantage down inside. Look at that backdoor cut.
Nice attack of the rim that time by Johnny O'Neal. He's got the first basket of the evening. Well, here is the starting 5 for Mark Few. Since that loss, this has been the starting unit. They're 10-1 since, and they have been one of the hotter offenses in America. Anton Watson, he is the lone senior who's playing his last game inside this building. Fittingly, has the first basket against the Broncos here. This is how Herb Sendek counters. This is his starting 5. And as you mentioned, Richie, couple of 7-footers, couple of guys 6'10" or taller in this starting lineup, including O'Neal, number 13 in the maroon as well, Christoph Tiller.
I don't think Gonzaga has a ton of depth. They have depth, but not a ton of depth. 3-point shots like that will favor them, but if they can attack and get the Zags in some foul trouble, that's certainly going to help them.
It could be critical. There is their workhorse underneath. Graham Ike, count the basket plus the foul.
You see what Gonzaga's trying to do. Right away, go down inside to the big fella, 6'9", about 240, 250. And Graham Ike, the lefty, absorbs the contact, takes the hit in the and one.
Yeah, they're paint enforcer. He's been on one of late, 5 straight 20-point games. Both these teams, they just played Thursday. Gonzaga winning on the road at Portland. A game in which they led by double digits for the majority of that one. Meanwhile, Santa Clara won at home against LMU. It's won 3 games in a row as well.
You see how well Santa Clara moves off the ball. He got a lot of backdoor cutters. That's the big fella putting up a 3-point shot.
And he can take that shot. Yeah. Tilly, though, crashing the glass hard. Well, you've mentioned it a couple of times, partner, about attacking the glass.
Absolutely.
Santa Clara always attacks the rim, both on the defensive and offensive glass. After the miss, Big Emsinger coming the other way for the Broncos.
You can see the Broncos utilize the ball screen quite a bit. Gonzaga's got to be prepared for that. A lot of ball screen defense, a lot of handoffs. You'll see Gonzaga do a lot of switching in their man-to-man defense.
This is Tilly trying to go back to work.
That's a good call.
And he gets the foul, draws the foul on Ike. And so Tilly is going to the free throw line for one more. So Herb Sendek, he took the job here 8 years ago, picked up his 551st career win on Thursday. All the success he's had at Miami of Ohio and NC State, Arizona State now here in Santa Clara.
Terrific. 5 straight winning records now for the Broncos. 76 wins in the previous 4 years. It's getting it done.
Yeah, they have easily asserted themselves as undoubtedly an upper echelon team in the WCC the last couple of years. You know, they're trying to keep pace with the teams in front of them. St. Mary's, Gonzaga, San Francisco. It'll play the Dons. Their last game of the year is, they're trying to finish among the top 3 in the WCC.
One of the things I love about Santa Clara is they lost all 5 starters. They bring in a new group. They're 4th in the WCC right now. And they're one of the tallest teams in the nation. So they've recreated themselves.
Including Ball. He's the man who just fouled Hickman. Tall, long, lanky playmaker. Here's Herb's counterpart, Art Few, named to Spokane 35 years ago, hasn't left. 16 straight 25-win seasons.
Amazing. Absolutely astounding. Well, here's the thing about the Zags. Not their best three-point shooting team, although that could be good for them. How about it? How about it? Hickman getting it done. He's getting the student section fired up before the game and drilling the step-back 3 early in the game.
Business as usual. Hickman has been red hot from deep of late. Better than 50% from beyond the arc his last 5.
When they played at Santa Clara, the Broncos did a great job defensively. Gonzaga went 2 of 20 from 3. 2 of 20. You wouldn't expect the Zags to shoot that poorly in their home arena, though, tonight.
Well, they're already halfway there, a few minutes in. Yeah, if there were 2 things that really stood out in that first meeting on January, right? It was some of the three-point woes for Gonzaga. They only make the 2 threes. They lose by 1. And Santa Clara controlled the glass on both ends of the floor.
Yes.
Got a lot of second looks.
They've done that most of the season against just about everybody. They control the glass. They do a great job on the rebounds.
O'Neal from straight on. That's pure. So Johnny O'Neal has 5 in the early minutes. Near double-double in the win on Thursday against LMU. Went for 15 and 9s. Playing some good basketball of late.
Johnny O'Neal is 6'10", and he's taken more threes on this team than anybody else on the roster. How many other 6'10" players in the country did you say that about?
Look at Ike, he's wide open underneath.
He is hands down one of the best players in the conference.
O'Neal went backdoor. The pass was too far. And so we take a timeout with Santa Clara leading by 3. It's a hot building. Final home game inside the kennel. Visitors are up 3. High above the McCarthy Athletic Center. Last home game for Gonzaga. So a lot has changed since these 2 squared off back in January. Remember, it was that eye-popping Santa Clara win, their first in 14 years against Gonzaga. They have been steady, 6 and 4 since, but the Zags have been red hot, scoring close to 90 a game.
Yes.
They're 10 and 1 since that January 11th loss. Catching their stride at the right time, no?
Right, absolutely. And yeah, you want to peak at the right time so that when you go into your conference play, your conference tournament play, you're playing your best basketball. You know what I like the most about that stat? Less than 8 turnovers per game in that stretch.
Yeah.
Taking care of the ball, you get higher efficient shots as a result and more opportunities to score the basketball. Coach Few's team has been red hot, as you mentioned.
I think, Richie, the win as well in that stretch that really validated things was, of course, 2 weeks ago inside Rupp Arena.
Look how he doesn't give up on the play.
Yeah, that was O'Neal. Good block right at the rim. Watson, again, this 5th-year senior honored pregame. Finds Greg. Buries the 3.
That is all Anton Watson. Didn't give up on the rebound, got the offensive board, and kicked it out to a teammate. Great three-point shot by Craig. I give all the credit to Watson, who does it on the defensive end, too. Offensive rebound, assist on one end, comes down and gets the player control foul. Outstanding basketball by the only senior, the lone senior on Gonzaga's roster.
And you saw that chicken wing. This is consequential because that's the 2nd foul on Adama Alpha Ball. He is Santa Clara's playmaker, their leading scorer. So, Richie, he takes a seat very early, not even 5 minutes in.
That's a big blow. That's a really big blow. Now, Santa Clara likes to change their defenses. They want to take the athleticism out of their opponent by making them think. So keep an eye on that throughout the course of the game.
Hickman with a little wiggle there. Fools the big man. He's got 5 in the early minutes. O'Neal, another 3. That's his second from the top of the arc.
That is
pretty
a
looking jumper.
Oh, isn't it? Great arc on it.
He's the senior from Miami Shores, Florida. Hickman, another one.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Hickman's coming off a game where he dropped 4 threes at Portland just 2 days ago.
Yeah, he has been dialed in from deep. Gonzaga 3 of 3 from beyond the arc to start. O'Neal trying to find Caparo. Turnover. Hickman up ahead. Watson! Something I know you don't hear often in this building. This place is electrified. They brought the energy here for the last home game of the year. After the Santa Clara miss, this is what Gonzaga loves to do. Down the open floor. Good sleight of hand by O'Neal. That stops the transition opportunity.
You want to bring energy into an arena? Get a defensive stop like this. Look at the steal by Greg, the pitch ahead, and the pass from Hickman to Watson to bring the house down.
Now, Watson liked this matchup a month ago, didn't he? He went for a career-high 32. Yeah. We were joking with him pregame. He played all 40 minutes. He was exhausted, gave everything he possibly could in the late goings of that game. And, of course, was an untimely defeat for the Zags.
He was 14 of 18 in that game.
Yep.
I mean, that's high percentage, man.
Dusty Stromer into the game, the freshman off the bench for Gonzaga. He's been the reliable 6th man in conference play. And again, Santa Clara's got to run their stuff.
Tongue's been
without ball.
Yeah.
Corner 3 is up. Jalen Benjamin can't get it to go.
If you're Santa Clara all game long, you have to slow this transition down.
Watson fires. He's looking for the whistle there. And now Carlos Marshall Jr. on the push. Santa Clara, pretty impressive offense as a team itself. They go for about 77 points per game. That's a nice look inside. That's Cameron Tong.
And I like what Santa Clara just did right there. They got the ball inside the Tong and they cleared out. Let him take his time, go to work, and you saw us use his left hand to get it over the defender for 2.
Yeah, as you pointed out, they like to get a lot of their offense inside the paint with all that size and length. Ike was challenged that time by the Argentinian. That was Caparo. This is Benjamin. Throws it up. Caparo, the offensive board, so it's a new 20. Marshall, a little hesitant. Remember, Marshall missed the game on Thursday. Was out with an illness.
Oh, great post up.
That's
great post up.
That's a deep post catch.
Yes. Anytime you can bury your defender as a post player, smack dab in the middle of the paint. Now, you only have 3 seconds to go to work before you get called for a 3-second call. But great job getting post position deep inside the paint.
Yeah, high percentage looks for both teams early on. Both teams shooting about 60% from the floor. Watson, the turnaround, rebound down to Tongue.
There's those ball screens I was talking about.
Yeah, Tongue trying to set something here for Benjamin. He's going to run some of the offense with ball on the bench. Marshall rises, misfires. Bryant got his hand on it, but another rebound down to Nembhard. Always in a hurry. This is their savvy playmaking point guard.
Trying to get the ball into Ike. Let him go to work down inside. Build your offense inside out.
Got a couple of baskets in the early minutes. Rises, yes.
And that shows you the lefty doesn't just use his left hand. That's a lot of drill work right there to knock down. Look at the bury. Look how good a job he does of burying his defender Ike with great post position inside.
Well, this is the size you reference. Caparo, he's coming off the bench. He's 7'1" and 240 coming off the bench.
The 3rd tallest team in America by inches.
Yeah. Nembhard on the attack, goes up with the left. So they're trading baskets here. Great offense in the early minutes. Gonzaga by 2. They're 10 of 16 from the floor to start.
The way Gonzaga likes to play, right? Very fast pace.
That 3 is pure. So Cameron Tongue, he's only taken 7 threes on the year. Well, now he's 4 of 8.
He's shown his versatility, man. Posting up down inside, knocking down the long ball.
Nembhard got the leader blocked. Might have been Cockrell, got a hand on it. Numbers here if they hurry. Tongue lays it in. Timeout Gonzaga after a quick 5-0 Santa Clara run, turning the defensive stops into offense.
Santa Clara's size is really giving Gonzaga some problems here. Seeing it with rebounding, or seeing it, they got their shot blocked, and they're turning their defense into offense on the other end.
Santa Clara with a 3-point lead inside the McCarthy Athletic Center. Welcome to Gonzaga, where they're trying to make it a Gonzaga sweep of this Bulldog team. So let's go back to that January 11th matchup. You know, a final outcome of epic proportions for the Santa Clara program that just keeps trending upward in recent years under Herb Sendek. A couple of missed free throws late in that one, left an opportunity for Adama Alpha Ball to drive the length of the floor with 4.6 left on the clock. Hits the off-balance floater to put the Broncos ahead for good. We saw the court storm a few moments later. After 26 straight L's, that one felt good.
That had to have felt good. And here's the thing about it. The previous possession, the second to last possession for Santa Clara, Graham Ike, big man for Gonzaga, fouled out. So that next possession down, Ball got a pretty clean look. Now he got fouled, made free throws, ball game.
VK is on the floor for that final possession. You never know.
Right, exactly. That wingspan, he alters shots.
You know, it was a really neat scene post-game, Richie, because as we showed you before, Steve Nash, the most prominent Santa Clara basketball alum, had returned for that game. He and his former head coach, Dick Davey, was the longtime head man for many, many years. They had that special embrace afterward. You had the court storming. Remember, this Santa Clara team is registered back-to-back 20-win seasons. They've been to back-to-back NITs. They've got another triple. Corner 3 is down. They've got a 2-point lead on the road.
Everybody's making threes. Well, both these programs with legendary NBA point guards. Reference Steve Nash, Gonzaga, of course. John Stockton.
It is a history lesson walking the halls of this building, this facility, after the Nembhard make. Stromer comes in, crashes the board hard.
10 current NBA players played at Gonzaga.
It's a who's who year after year in the NBA draft. Nembhard launches, that's a deep 3. That one's off of Braden Huff's hands. He's checked in. Lob it up, Tilly, little off-balance catch. But he's headed to the free throw line, he was fouled.
Took a hard hit, still on the ground.
Yeah, this is Christoph Tilly, the sophomore from Berlin.
Trying to throw a little alley-oop. That's not a sight you ever want to see. Let's see what happened here. Nembhard doing his job, being in the way defensively. Contact's called foul. The good news is he is limping it off. That young man's okay.
Tilly walking it off, so he'll be at the line for a pair.
Santa Clara guys like to compare Christoph Tilly to Joseph Brankic that played here. Was a lot down low with his versatility. Brankic did the same thing.
Hey, so they're going to say he was not in the act of shooting. So they inbound it underneath the bench, and that sets up Emsinger for another triple. That's 7 threes for Santa Clara, make it 6 in the first half.
60% from 3. Gonzaga's 3 of 4.
They made 9 on January 11th, that we said before. They're an above-average three-point shooting team. They make about 8 a game. Offensive foul on Watson.
Crowd doesn't like it. O'Neal did a great job of selling it. Let's see it in slow motion. What does Watson? Okay. Watson's a little bit too much shoulder, but I will say O'Neal sold it well.
Good recognition of the officials. They give you like a bump or two, those two post players, and anything after that could be whistled one way or the other. Huff knocks that one away from Tilly. Tilly right back to the rim, and he's headed to the free throw line this time. When we return, Santa Clara maintains the three-point lead.
Both these teams are hot from behind the arc. Santa Clara 6 of 10 from 3. Absolutely on fire here at the Kennel.
Here's our next Big Monday doubleheader. R.J. Davis and the Tar Heels host Miami first at 7. Then Baylor and TCU clash at 9. Both those on ESPN. Also available on the app. North Carolina, they maintain the one-game lead over Duke. They beat Virginia earlier. Duke, well, they got court storm against Wake Forest earlier. How about the start today, Richie, for Santa Clara, picking up where it left off the last time they faced Gonzaga? 6 of 10 from beyond the arc.
How about the 10 dimes?
Yep.
But it's not like Gonzaga's shooting cold. They're 62%. Now they have 18, the Zags, of their 29 points. 18 inside the paint. Clearly an emphasis coming into this game. Pumping inside and then sprinkling some outside shots. They have made 3 triples to complement what they've done inside.
Tilly's at the free throw line for Santa Clara. So you just saw Adama Alpha Ball a moment ago. That's number 4 for Santa Clara. He had to sit for much of this first half with a pair of fouls. He's back out there. So when he sits down, Santa Clara actually has built upon the lead.
How about that? Yeah, other guys get an opportunity to get their fingerprints on the game. But yeah, Ball's their leading scorer. An NBA prospect, getting a lot of NBA buzz. He's only played 5 minutes so far. They say the best ability is availability. He's back now.
Braden Huff wants 3. That one's strong. O'Neal got his hands on it. Cafaro able to jar that one away from Gregg. So Santa Clara controlling the glass thus far. They're +4 on the boards. Here's that playmaker. Ball blocked at the rim. That was Braden Huff, turning in a fine quasi-rookie season. He redshirted last year. This is first year on the floor.
I mean, I think there's no doubt he's going to be the freshman of the year in the West Coast Conference. I mean, he's been, I think, 4 times freshman of the week in the league.
He sets the screen for Stromer, rolls, that one knocked away. There was that length again. O'Neal got a piece of it. Broncos on the move. Napper steps into the mid-range, can't get it to go. Last touch by Cafaro.
Just watch Cafaro inside number 10 for Santa Clara. I love to watch him come down the floor offensively and duck in. He's 7'1". Almost 250 pounds from Argentina. Transfer from Virginia.
Yep.
Part of that national championship team back in 2019 as a redshirt player. He is so good at creating space down inside, using his elbows and his length to pin his defender behind him. Watch, he's going to screen here. He's probably going to roll down inside and look for an opportunity to post up.
Meanwhile, Nembhard now has 8, so a nice offensive start for Gonzaga's point guard. Napper hoists that one up. Cafaro, offensive board, got another.
It's been very difficult for the Zags to control him down inside.
Huff with the answer.
And that's just Nembhard just slashing up the defense. Oh.
Near giveaway, Ball at the right spot. Nembhard, now with 4 assists. Adama Alpha Ball, patient drive, finds Cafaro. And the Argentinian, it's a jump ball. So nice strong defense that time by the Zags. Possession arrow favors Gonzaga.
Watch Nembhard, look at him. Great job, he's posting up. Defense isn't ready, and as a big man, and Braden Huff is that 6'10" freshman, you always have to have your hands ready. Especially when you got great point guards like Nembhard that can deliver the basketball. Always show those fingertips because you never know when the ball's coming. Huff was ready, and that's a freshman that knows what he's doing, always prepared, knows that his guards can deliver the ball at any time.
Talking about someone who's been locked in. Ryan Nembhard has been playing brilliant basketball the last few games.
Comes from a great lineage, doesn't he? Older brother. Played here for the Zags.
Big Bro wore the uniform pretty well, too, a couple of years ago.
Yes. Finished here in 2022, just a couple years ago. His older brother, Andrew, was Sixth Man of the Year his junior year. First teamer his senior year, I believe.
Hickman, step back, three! Wow, pass inside. How quick was that from O'Neal to Tilly? So big to big with the answer. We were knotted up for a moment, no longer. Nemhard, jump step, back out to Stromer. 5:20 to go. EK gets a touch. Santa Clara comes to double. Who's open? Gregg. Couple of ball fakes. Draws the foul. And so Ben Gregg going to the free throw line. Nice job of EK finding him when he was in trouble.
Well, look at here. Gonzaga doing a great job. Hickman coming off the screen, but then that's just player development. Look, it's about a 20-foot three-point shot. He was about 17, 18 feet, but player development's that step-back three-point shot.
Does his career arc really illustrate just that Gonzaga way?
Hickman?
Yeah.
I would think so. Gotten better every year. I mean, just look at points per game, right? 5 points per game as a freshman. He was all-freshman team in the West Coast Conference. His sophomore year, started all through the NCAA tournament throughout the season, like 8 points a game, 3 assists. Now he's exploded. 14 a game. Stat stuffer in just about every single category. Shooting 40% from behind the arc on the season. And that's something Gonzaga's kind of missed this year, is having some more consistent three-point shooting. Hickman's provided that, especially as of late in West Coast Conference play.
Benjamin trying to answer, leaves the triple short. That's a 4th rebound for Nemhard. In transition, eyes up. It's good transition defense there by the Broncos. A foul inside, though. And that's on Cafaro. A 7-footer from Santa Fe, Argentina. That's just his first, but it's the 7th team foul on Santa Clara. So 1-and-1 opportunity for EK.
You know, one of the many reasons EK is such a good free throw, or a good player, is a great free throw shooter. 77% on the season as a big man.
Hey, so remember, let's remind you, tomorrow, game day is in Blacksburg. The whole crew is there for North Carolina's battle against 8th-ranked Virginia Tech. They will see what Elizabeth Kitley can do tomorrow. 23 points per game, second leading scorer in the ACC. Game day gets you covered at 11. Janae, CP, Andrea, L, Holly, the whole crew is there. 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Gonzaga swings back in front. Late shot clock offense for the Broncos. Benjamin off the window. A nice crack.
That's what you want to do if you're any team on offense. Utilize that shot clock and then break their back by scoring at the end of it.
That's a deep post catch for EK. Game, set, match when he catches it there.
And he is just about unstoppable on that block when he can go over his right shoulder with his left hand. You're a big man. You want to run the floor. Look, he gets to the block. It's kind of like a fast break, right? Like a mini fast break. He's right in position. Does a great job of moving from rim to rim. As a big man, you got to sprint down the floor, get in position, and you get easy opportunities like that around the basket.
Yeah, how often did he do that 2 weeks ago inside Rupp Arena against Kentucky? They went for 23 in that game. That was the validating win for Gonzaga during this recent stretch where they've gone 10-1. Boy, they ate up Wildcats, gobbled them up in the paint. Gregg comes over to help and takes it away. Nemhard to Hickman, sets the piece, puts it up, puts it in. Oh. Benjamin with EK on him. Fires from deep. Loose ball foul underneath. And it goes against Gonzaga, so Santa Clara ball when we return. Nolan Hickman. He's white hot.
Look at the way they're moving the basketball around the perimeter. Here's the steal. They're pushing it up the floor. Hickman now 4 of 4 from behind the arc, and now a 4-point lead for the Zags.
Chris, Coach, we'll talk to you guys in a few. And Richie, we were just talking about that. No, Gonzaga here, 67% from the floor. They love to run. So let's look back at how this season has unfolded. In a lot of ways, it's been a unique year. That rarely does a Gonzaga team see 6 in the L column in late February. They're 11-2, a couple of games behind St. Mary's, who is, of course, running away with perhaps the league title. They've got a very impressive net ranking, number 22. Again, that is a very important factor that the selection committee is going to weigh. You know, pretty much always top 30 net teams get into the tournament, even if the at-large basis says, well, they have that one quadrant 1 win against Kentucky 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
What's quadrant 1? All that means is very significant wins against really challenging opponents or games away from home that are very challenging overall. 5-second count on the baseline there, so that's not going to please the head man Herb Sendek. Ball back to Gonzaga.
That win at Kentucky is going to make that net ranking continue to improve. You know, if they can go to St. Mary's and win next Saturday, Gonzaga, they've won 5 straight now.
What did Kentucky score? 189 or something like that earlier today?
About 220.
Stromer in the corner. Got it. So Gonzaga now matching what Santa Clara has done. They're on an 8-0 run. They've hit 6 threes. Boy, they are red hot from the field. O'Neal rises. That's good.
Look at this.
Johnny O'Neal with 13.
He's so versatile. 6'10". And how about that shot right there?
Greg wanted that one to count. Unfortunately, whistle beforehand.
Look at Johnny O'Neal, transfer from American University from Florida. Look how beautiful that stroke is. He's a sneaky athletic player. He gets off the ground well on defense and rebounding, on his jump shot. But you see how he releases that shot high and gets it off quick. That is just beautiful. What a stroke.
Yeah, really versatile stretch for, like you said, he's one of the many first-year Broncos that have just blended together well this year. 9 straight games in double figures now for O'Neal. But after the foul, EK is back at the line.
He's so good.
I mean, he is obviously a legitimate player of the year candidate.
Yeah.
He's in the mix with, who else you got right now?
Oh, gosh. I mean, you got to consider the guys at St. Mary's, right? They're the first-place team. They've got a couple of really good players over there. Augustas, Marshallonis. You have to consider the point guard, Aiden Mahoney, shooting guard. At least these are guys that are first-team candidates. You know, it's been really good for San Francisco, the big fella, Jonathan Mobo. I don't know if coaches would vote for him as a player of the year if they don't finish in the top 2. Every coach has their philosophy on that, right?
Seventh team foul there for Gonzaga. And again, that's why we say it's been a unique year. Rarely has Gonzaga found itself a couple of games back of a team that's in first place in the WCC. It has been a prosperous year for St. Mary's. They are 13-0. They are in action tonight. So the Zags, they still do have an outside chance at perhaps sharing a piece of the WCC title, though they don't control their own destiny. They would need St. Mary's to lose one of their next 2, and then they would have to beat them in the regular season finale.
But that top 2 seed in the WCC is so important. If you're a top 2 seed, you get a triple bye all the way to the semifinals.
Early in the year, the shot clock was expiring. Brian couldn't get it to go. Gonzaga basketball. This place is juiced up a bit in the last few moments this first half. Gonzaga just had a this is its largest lead of the half. A 6-point advantage. 2 to play. Nembhard collects that one on the baseline.
Little 2-man game with EK.
In the paint, left the leaner short, blocked by O'Neal. So O'Neal has displayed his versatility on both ends of the floor. However, that's a foul on Caffaro. That's his second.
And one thing I love about both these teams, and this is why they're winning programs under Hall of Fame coaches. you have two teams that never give up on plays. It's not just a first or second effort thing. You're seeing third, fourth, fifth efforts by individuals, by the team on rebounds, on 50-50 balls. Players that want it. You got to go to the monitor.
Yeah, Caparo was appealing to our officials to say, hey, I think he was saying I got clocked in the face here. I got hit in the mouth. And so that's what appears as if why our officials are headed to the monitor. By the way, we've got a nice crew tonight. Greg Nixon, Ryan Holmes, Justin Chambian.
So
yeah, I didn't see the contact live.
Is there blood on the floor? We're trying to figure out what's going on here. Look here. So Graham Ike is trying to post up on big 7'1" guy Caparo. Is that a hook and hold? Difficult to see. I'm sure the officials will come tell us at some point.
And on the far side of that replay, you could see Ike's hand, to some degree, slap across Caparo's face. You would think, of course, unintentionally.
Trying to get some clarification.
And so, you know, usually when there's any sort of player-to-player contact, anything that involves a player getting whacked in the face,
let's see here.
Officials might go to the monitor to see if there's anything excessive that happened here.
Ike number 13, him and Caparo a little caught up with their arms. It's a physical game down there. People don't realize how physical it is down inside the paint. Most players are getting cheap shots. They're getting hit. I don't think either one of them were trying to do anything illegal. It's just physical down there. You're trying to get position either on offense or you're trying to get position on defense. Officials are huddled up. They're trying to talk it through, trying to figure out what the best call is here, if there is a call.
I don't know if I see anything that would warrant an upgrade to an F1.
Common foul on the end of the play. Just went over to review for an elbow.
You heard it. Common foul
so
at the end of the play.
Right.
Yep.
And I think Justin said it quite well there, where, again, when you have those sequences where it appears maybe there was an elbow or a hand or a swing at the face, they could go to the monitor to see if you needed to upgrade anything in the sequence to a flagrant one. Nothing there, so we play on. Ike goes back to the line where Richie's 4 of 5. He's got 12 points.
He's 77%.
Some sort of a groove. Ike has had quite the journey. The Colorado native, lightly recruited out of high school, goes to Wyoming, rarely plays first couple of years, turns into a star a couple of years ago. The injury that sidelined him last year for the entirety of the year kept him out, so it's been a rejuvenation, if you will, for Ike after he hit the portal. Got connected with this Gonzaga staff and has turned into their paint force, possible player of the year in this conference.
And what's amazing, his numbers are amazing. He's only playing 23 minutes a game.
Caparo spins and scores over him, though. So it has been a fine first half for the fifth-year senior, spending his last year of college hoops in Santa Clara.
It's a tough matchup for Ike. You want to keep Ike on the floor. He's been known to foul a lot, particularly in the second halves of games. And he's got a crazy tough assignment against Caparo down inside. So he's scoring the ball in the interior on offense. And on defense, he's got to guard their best interior scorer.
That's a travel. Ball back to Santa Clara.
Excuse me, Caparo, not their best interior scorer, but their tallest player, most difficult guy to handle one-on-one inside the paint.
Well, he only scores 4 a game.
Right.
He's got 8 and 5 boards in this opening half. A minute to play.
He is look at him, he's a challenge.
Another, he's got 10 in the first half.
I mean, he is looking like a guy. He's a grad transfer. Didn't play a ton at Virginia. But he is making his presence known here tonight.
The lob to Ike, the catch, and the score. Gonzaga maintains the 2-possession lead. Up and down the floor we go. High quality offense, defense. First half.
But the freshman Stromer blocking the pass.
About a 10-second differential between shot and game clock. This is Tongue. Starting to go to work on Ike. Rises with the right. That's strong. Gonzaga has it with 13 to go in the half. They've led by as many as 8. They've got one last look here in the first. 6 seconds. Hickman gets the screen. A couple of crossovers.
No, he
puts it up. That one bounces out. The tap, no good. Well, that was the first time Hickman missed from beyond the arc.
That was dropping, man. That looked good.
Half. He had 14. Ike with 16. 52 for the Zags in the first half. They got a 6-point lead in their final home game of the year. To the studio we go. Let's go up to Bristol. Chris Button, Coach Green standing by. Go ahead. 20 minutes down, 20 to go. One last home game inside that building, the McCarthy Athletic Center, where Gonzaga scored 52, shot better than 60% from the floor. That's the coach, Richie Schuler, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. So the question is often when you play Gonzaga, can you keep up? The offense was at a torrid pace in that first half.
Well, you heard Tom Crean. He talked about how the pace really favors Gonzaga. It does. They're shooting like 62% from the field or something like that, and they're also doing a good job of distributing the basketball. All 7 players on the floor tonight for Gonzaga have at least scored 2 points.
So Nolan Hickman, by the way, scored 4 in the loss against Santa Clara back on January 11th. He hit 4 threes in this first half, had 14.
5 field goals overall, and that was the one that wasn't a 3. Really good basketball, shooting the lights out, made his first 4 3-point shots. But it hasn't just been an outside game for Gonzaga. They really started the game going inside to Graham Ike, who also made 5 field goals on 5 attempts. Teammates doing a great job delivering the basketball where he can be successful. And also the big fella for Santa Clara, 6'10", Johnny O'Neal doing his thing down inside. Also has made a trio of 3-point shots. Such a beautiful stroke from the big fella who can knock it down from just about anywhere on the floor. Look at that, hand in his face, wet, 3-point shot.
O'Neal with the 13 first half points. He only missed once, went 5 of 6 from the floor. As you see, Ike leading the way for Gonzaga with the 16, so he is right at his season average. You wonder what sort of response we will see from Santa Clara here in the second half. Adama Alpha Ball, little rusty. Remember, he had just missed 3 games recently before returning on Thursday in the win against LMU. He only played 9 minutes, didn't score a point. Richie, this Gonzaga team, or I should say this Santa Clara team, remember, it challenged itself so well in the non-conference. Those critical wins against teams like Washington State and Oregon, the win in conference play against Gonzaga. They've had some big ones. So down by 6 in a place like this, a lot of ways they've been battle-tested.
Well, Santa Clara is getting a lot of production off their bench. 19 points so far in this game, and their defense is usually really good. They usually hold teams to about 41, 42% from the field. But tonight, 62.5% for the Zags in the first half. Their offense has been really good, 55%. It's their defense that's really struggling, and Gonzaga is really controlling the pace of play. They like to get up and down.
Ansminger misfires. Ike secures it. Santa Clara, of course, they beat this team back on January 11th. Last time they won here, 17 years ago. It's been a while, so can they go for a Gonzaga sweep of historic proportions? Nemhard's basket extends the lead to the home team to 8.
Santa Clara needs to get ball going off. Only 2 field goal attempts in the first half. He's their leading scorer.
It contained him well. Here's Watson. Oh, how did he get that one to go in?
With his left hand. This young man has been here, I believe, 5 years. Same freshman class as Drew Timme.
Yep.
1,200 plus points, over 700 boards, 200 steals, fills up the box score. Really good on defense.
Spokane veteran had his signature moment pregame.
Oh, wow.
O'Neal attacks the rim, takes it right at the senior, and Tilly hammers it down. So Christoph Tilly, all of a sudden you start hearing that name Tilly in this building, you go, who? Who's back? Christoph Tilly, though, for Santa Clara, and he's into double figures with 10. Ike puts it up, no.
He had to go up against the long arms, the 7-footer of Tilly. The crowd just got suddenly quiet.
O'Neal launches. Got it! 4-3.
There you go, back-to-back possessions. Santa Clara, a hammered home, and then a 3-point shot. Gonzaga looking back down inside. Quick fella.
Hard drive and kick. Greg sets the feet, fires, rebound down to Ball. So Ben Gregg with 6 points. Quiet game offensively for the senior. And that's a foul on Ball's drive into the paint.
Looked like Gonzaga was starting to take control here early in the second half. And then you had this right here. Look at the turn and face. The 7-footer, about 230, Christoph Tilly from Germany with the hammer. And then Johnny O'Neal using the great pivot footwork, knocking down the 3-point shot in the possession afterwards.
Napper calls the timeout. Couldn't find anybody. And so we will step aside a few minutes into this second half with Santa Clara trailing by 5. Santa Clara has been down for most of this game, but not by much. They are within 5. Just a few minutes gone to the second half. So watch this drive to the basket by Christoph Tilly, the sophomore from Berlin, hammers it down. And then just a few moments later at our prior timeout, he walks down the tunnel with the athletic training staff, presumably back to their locker room. By the way, here he comes. He just walked up the tunnel. So maybe something was not quite right. And Tilly is going to at least sit down on the bench.
Big. He's been perfect from the field.
Yeah, you can see there, grimacing through some pain. He's working with Kevin Alana, the athletic trainer.
Herb Sendek's team needs him. 10 points on 3 of 3 shootings, made all 4 of his foul shots.
Tilly, legitimate 7-footer, reliable sophomore. He's taken a nice jump in his second year with the program. And this has turned into, you talk to a lot of folks around this program, this has turned into a total development program. All you have to do is look at the recent pros this program is pumped into the league. Brandon Pajemski right down the road with Golden State. It was Jalen Williams night, by the way, on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody got the Jalen Williams replica jersey. He's going for 19 a game with the Thunder this year. Meanwhile, Gonzaga has it here. EK gets doubled, has to kick it back out. In the corner, 3 is in the air. That one's short. O'Neal bumped on the way in.
I'm calling that offensively.
Rather an offensive foul. That's on Caffaro. That's his 3rd. So he is the first player in this game with 3 fouls.
Look at number 10. He's trying to get post positioning. He's trying to move EK out of the paint to create a lane for Johnny O'Neal. And he gets called for the foul, dislodging your post defender.
Again, 3rd foul on the Argentinian.
You talked about 2 NBA draft picks for Santa Clara the last 2 years, Pajemski and Williams. Now, both those guys got selected for the Rising Stars contest just, a week ago? Only 4 programs in the entire country had multiple guys selected. Auburn, Duke, Kentucky, and Santa Clara.
You know, we talked to Ball. Santa Clara gets it back here after the Nembhard turnover. We talked to Ball earlier today. He goes, honestly, when the staff reached out, I went and visited and I saw the pipeline, the recent pipeline to the league. That was a game changer for me. Ball transferred in from Arizona, where he was really just a lightly used reserve.
Wait, so you're telling me that an Arizona transfer went to go play for a former Arizona State coach in Herb Sendek?
Yeah, right. Santa Clara inbounds when we return with 7 on the shot clock. They're down 5. The Santa Clara Bronco pipeline to the NBA, it is real, and recently it's been spectacular. Brandon Pajemski was the latest, drafted by the hometown team right down the road. He spent this past year with the Golden State Warriors, taken in the 1st round. Jalen Williams, who spent 3 years with the program, was the lottery pick of the Thunder 2 years ago. He's going for about 19 a game this year for one of the best teams in the Western Conference. And look at these two programs. They are the only two WCC programs to produce a first-round draft pick in each of the last two drafts. On the Gonzaga side, everybody remembers Chet, Julian Strother, taken 23rd overall last June.
Isn't that amazing? Jalen Williams was up for Rookie of the Year. Chet Holmgren this year. Him and Wembanyama up for Rookie of the Year. Who wins that one?
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down to those two.
Well, Santa Clara has done a fine job. Everybody knows what Mark Few and his staff are capable of when it comes to the recruitment and the development of their players. I mean, they have taken this program to another level the last 8 years or so. It's amazing. They've produced a first rounder in 5 of the last 7 NBA drafts. Meanwhile, though, Herb Sendek very complimentary of his assistants, Jason Lugwood, Ryan Mandry. They have been here, both of them, essentially since Herb got here 8 years ago. They have been great at identifying players like Pajemski, barely played at Illinois, comes here, turns into a player of the year. They have been great at identifying guys like Ball, come here, turned into a next level player. Meanwhile, though, it's been Gonzaga's way here tonight. They're up by 8 after the Stromer triple. Stromer comes down with the rebound, and Gonzaga coming back the other way. Looking to take maybe its first double-digit lead of the evening. Hickman splashes another. Timeout, Santa Clara. Gonzaga has taken its largest lead of the evening. A win today, and it would keep pace with St. Mary's, who is, before today's action, 2 games ahead of them in the standings. Of course, they still have an outside chance, very slim chance, to maybe share that WCC regular season title. Would be their 12th straight. They need St. Mary's to trip up in one of their next 2, in addition to beating them in the finale. Nolan Hickman came to play today. Matter of fact, the last 3 weeks for him, he has been in an absolute groove. Coming into this one, he was 52% from beyond the arc. His last 5, he's up the ante, hasn't he? He's 5 of 6 from deep after just hitting the latest one that
I'm telling you,
ignited this place.
It's just what the doctor ordered. It's what the Zags have been missing this season, is a consistent deep threat. And here they are towards the end of regular season play, and they're getting it from Hickman.
Marshall, off balance, one-legged fadeaway, got it to go. So it's back to a 9-point game. Now, Hickman has been their most reliable 3-point shooter. It's about 40% from beyond the arc all year. EK, the strength. Give him one more at the line.
Exactly right, Fitz. It's the upper body. Watch the pivot feet. Just watch the feet. Watch how he moves it, and he uses upper body to feel comfortable going up against the 7-footer in Christoph Tilly.
You know, in a lot of ways, he's like a bulldozer when he gets down into the deep post, can get position with force and agility, but he's got that nimble footwork as well. He's like a Range Rover and a Ducati rolled into one.
Oh, I see what you did there. I like that. I like that. You know, the last time these two teams...
I'm just dreaming here. Would love to have one of those in the driveway.
I think EK feels a certain type of way. That's on the back screen defense. There's going to be a foul called there. But EK,
Greg, yeah.
At Santa Clara, when they lost by a point, he played only 17 minutes. He fouled out and had 5 points and 3 boards. You know, EK has come into this game and said, I want to be better. And right now, he's played 22 minutes, 19 points. He's 6 of 7 from the field and knocked down almost all of his free throws.
Yeah, speaks to the efficiency. Marshall can't answer. Long reach that time by Bryan to keep it alive, but knocked it into the first row. The Kennel Club. I wouldn't try that section.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, I feel like they're going to fall on top of us right now. Do you think
they have brought it like they typically do?
Can we get maybe to the 2nd or 3rd row and call the rest of this game?
I thought you were going to crowd surf up to the top at some point earlier.
If our producer Evan Schlaf would allow it, I would do it right now.
Oh, nice takeaway. Marshall picked his man's pocket. There's the follow. That one is good. So back to a 10-point game.
So I think
Nolan Hickman has had the ultimate green light tonight. You've had the red light.
So I can't. You're telling me I can't do any kind of. I just think that both of us could sit in the student section. It would be an authentic viewership for everybody watching the game. An opportunity to hear what's the Kennel Club like in Spokane. Well, sit with us and you can hear them side by side.
Well, our friends behind us, they camped out for, what was it, 2 days, 3 days?
It's like, I think they said
camping out in Tent City there for 3 days. I mean, there is a commitment, not just from the folks you see on the court, but in that student section, and from the university student body like none other. This is Huff trying to go to work. Yeah, he likes to turn over that right shoulder. Got the shot off anyway. Stromer on the backside.
So freshman misses, freshman follows up. Zags have some great young talent, I tell you. Stromer started about half the season before they decided to go big, and Ben Gregg was in the lineup for Gonzaga the last several games.
Bryan driving kick. Bryan into the paint. Rises. Left it way short. And so Santa Clara, they're starting to go cold on this end of the floor. They're 2 for their last 11, Richie.
Yeah. Crowd's letting them know it, too. I think you're going to start to see Herb Sendek mix up some defenses. They will throw in some zone. You'll see some zone press from time to time. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Right? What do? You need to get the ball back, or do you slow them down by making them play different types of defenses? Make them think about what they're doing.
Adama Alpha Ball has been on the bench for a few minutes here, and Herb Sendek needs him in it. Gonzaga with its largest lead of the evening, up by 14.
That is must-see TV.
Give her the ball!
Are you kidding me? And it's a tie game.
He drinks it! I can't believe what I am witnessing.
The streak lives.
He's in for the win.
Which turns into almost 2 weeks, begins March 6th. So the WCC Basketball Championship, as always, back in Las Vegas, inside Orleans Arena. Now it gets started March 7th.
Yep.
Gonzaga, rarely ever, plays during those early games. So here's where things stand right now when it comes to bubble talk. NCAA tournament. Gonzaga's, of course, got 3 games left in the regular season. You would expect a game or 2 for sure in the WCC tournament. Joe Lunardi, our bracketologist, the expert, he's got him as the last team in the tournament field if the tournament started tomorrow. Now, like we said, it doesn't. Joe, boy, he is always pretty darn accurate every year on how this thing shakes out. So, you know, it's fair to say is Gonzaga has prospered of late. They've won 10 of their last 11. They're a bit on the bubble, if you will, and they've got opportunities, though, the remainder of the way. They play St. Mary's, of course, to close out the year. They go on the road to face San Francisco later next week. So they have 2 huge opportunities, not just to maybe clinch the 1 or the 2 seed in the WCC tournament next week, but to also bolster that tournament resume. But the threes have been raining down today. That's now 8. Stromer with the latest. Gonzaga's lead is stretched to 15, and the putback. Boy, nothing is going Santa Clara's way on this end. O'Neal couldn't get it to go.
But you know that win against number 17 Kentucky at Rupp Arena, first time the Zags ever been there, is going to help them as they continue to get a higher net ranking.
By the way, yeah, everybody loves the win probability. This is according to our BPI win probability. They go to San Francisco. Remember, they're playing that one in the Chase Center, the home of the Warriors, and then you have to go to St. Mary's, a team that very much looks like it's headed towards win number 15 in a row. They got a 20-point lead against San Diego tonight
Longest win
at home.
streak in the country.
Yep.
Yes.
Watson cuts that one off.
I cannot wait for that game. I can't wait to see Gonzaga at St. Mary's a week from tonight. That was I think a 2-point game. First time they played.
St. Mary's, yep, they got him here. Final score 64-62. Stromer aggressive in the second half. Huff got his hands on it. Should go back to Santa Clara, and yes, Broncos ball. All of these losses, most of them for Gonzaga this year, they have been razor close, losing by 1 possession to St. Mary's. This Santa Clara team, remember, with Steve Nash in attendance last month, got him by 1. Adama Alpha Ball's acrobatic last-second lay-in with 4.5 seconds to go sunk Gonzaga that day.
Think about the Zags, though. They're peaking at the right time, including tonight. Their last 5 West Coast Conference games, shooting nearly 60%, 58% to be exact, from the field.
Yeah, that's astonishing.
It's
Great.
astonishing, like you said.
Ball with the latest basket for Santa Clara. That win against Kentucky 2 weeks ago was the ultimate confidence booster, especially on the heels of that aforementioned loss to St. Mary's. They go to Rupp Arena. They score 89. They really shredded the Wildcats in the paint, too. They ate them alive.
And I think a lot of people are confused. Why are they playing Kentucky in the middle of UCC play? Well, they signed a 6-year contract to play Kentucky for 6 straight years. They just finished the 2nd year. First game was here in Spokane last year. Zags won. Go to Rupp Arena. They won this year. No, so Zags are 2-0 in the series. The next game's next year, Seattle. After that, it's in Nashville. Then it's back at Rupp Arena. And then it's here in the Kennel.
Finally, in this building.
Yes. But what a, I mean, I believe John Calipari, Mark Few are pretty tight, close. Hey, this is great for college basketball. This is great for both of our programs.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So can the Broncos string a couple of baskets together here? Remember, they went through a stretch where they went 2 of 12 from the floor recently on the offensive end. They find themselves down 13. They were in a 15-point hole a few moments ago, largest deficit of the day. So you have Watson starting to go to work. His second and final senior night. Watson going to the free throw line. Remember, he had one last year when he was a true senior. Still hadn't made the decision yet whether or not he was coming back to utilize that extra expanded COVID year that everybody got on the heels of the pandemic season. It's from about 30 minutes from here. And grew up in Idaho, moved here for right before 8th grade. He's been here ever since. So here is our Sunday Showcase doubleheader. It's Doc Rivers' return as a head coach to Philadelphia. You got the Bucks and Sixers tomorrow at 1 Eastern, followed by KD and Devin Booker, the Suns, hosting LeBron and the Lakers at 3:30. Coverage is going with NBA Countdown at 12:30. EK with the steal. And Gonzaga can run some stuff here and afford to be very patient. With a 15-point lead in their final home game. Oh, Nembhard.
Thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ball's pretty long, guarding him.
Looked a bit like the former Sixer there, a little James Harden-esque. There's a foul on the drive in.
The 3rd foul on Ball. Now that's been very much a missing ingredient for Santa Clara.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
And he's got a bucket tonight.
That's it. 1 of 5 from the floor. Fouls, 3 turnovers. This is just his 2nd game back after missing
leg injury.
3 prior games with a leg injury.
I mean, we have not seen his best, but he's a playmaker. He's a guy that can get dribble pull-ups. He's versatile, handles the ball.
Nembhard, some saucy handles, lost it on the way up.
Ball for Santa Clara has got a lot of NBA buzz. NBA scouts at every game. One projection had him as high as a 13th pick overall. Probably more of a mid to late 1st round.
Yep.
But there's been a lot of buzz about Ball out there.
EK, difficult shot, hit it fading away. So Graham EK with 19. Gonzaga has hit that 75-point mark, 21-1 when scoring 76 or more. free throws on this end of the floor with 8:36 to go.
Gosh, the Zags have really pulled away here in the second half, haven't they? You think?
They've outscored Santa Clara by 11 in this half. They led by 6 at the break.
Saw a stat where when the Zags make 6 threes in a game, they've exceeded that. They're 17-1 in the season. You know what that one loss was? They played Purdue. They made 6 threes, but they missed 26 of them. Santa Clara's got to find a way to force some turnovers, which is hard against this Zag squad. They've been taking great care of the basketball. Avoid deep post-ups like that for EK. Make their defense offense on the other end. And they've got to make some of these big shots.
Baskets together with 8:15 to go. They find themselves down 16. Ball, the step back. That's a long one. Missed everything. Here's the run out. Nembhard, eyes up. Nembhard to EK. Lost it. Was knocked away by Ball.
Well, push it if you're Santa Clara. Now's a good time to score when the defense isn't set.
Ball lost it on the way up. That's a foul on Gonzaga. So Adama Alpha Ball has important free throws when we return. Gonzaga, meanwhile, has built a double-digit lead with 7:57 to go on senior night. Round 2 has favored Gonzaga. They have surged ahead of Santa Clara. They've outscored it by 10 in the second half. The Kennel, boy, 295th consecutive sellout. They have sold out every game since this place opened in 2004.
Wow.
Okay, so let me do the quick math. They opened this place 20 years ago. 18 home losses. That is less than 1 a year. Am I doing the math right? It is just astonishing to see the success that they have in this building. It's one of the greatest home court advantages in college basketball.
Let me do some quick math. The percentage on that is about 94%.
Yeah.
It was on the graphic.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Now, in this game here, you know, 3-point shot's a great equalizer, right? Santa Clara was firing from all cylinders in the first half, made 6 triples. In this half here, they're 1 of 8. And that's a big part of the reason why Gonzaga has done such a great job of slipping away. They have 5. Zags have 5 players in double figures, led by none other than Graham Ike.
Mark Few has only played the 7 today. And he's gone with 7 oftentimes this year. It's a Gonzaga team that, remember, Drew Timme is gone.
The mustache?
Julian Strother, yeah, he moves on. They lose a player like Hunter Salas to the transfer portal. Steele Venters suffers the season-ending injury before the year. So, yeah, you've got a bunch of youngsters, if you will, coming off the bench. But guys like Stromer and Huff have really held their own. And, you know, considering all those factors, sure, they'd love not to be in the position where they're 2 games behind St. Mary's for the WCC title. However, just considering all of that personnel change before the year, as the year and offseason unfolded, well, here they are at the top of the league once again. Remember, tomorrow, Elizabeth Kitley and number 8 Virginia Tech hosts North Carolina at 2 Eastern. That's over on the ACC Network. College Game Day crew has got you covered. Things get started at 11 on ESPN.
Well, depth has been a concern for the Zags all season. And, you know, one player they were really counting on was Steele Venters, who was, you know, playing in Eastern Washington, not far from here. He was the Big Sky MVP a season ago, 6'7" wing swing player, dynamite 3-point shooter. Well, in the preseason, he tore his ACL. And that's been a big blow to Gonzaga.
EK spinning on Tilly. Count it!
Giving a little love to the Kennel Club. Looks at him and says, and 1. Oh, we got to see this. Look at this little slide dribble move, little pump fake action. Looks at the crowd and says, and 1. Thanks for the support, fellas.
23 for EK. Yeah, he has been in some sort of a groove. This is his 5th straight 20-point game. And Gonzaga has built a now 19-point advantage with 7:06 to go.
They're undefeated this season when they drop 80. And let me just tell you, Fitz, you know, the second best thing about being here in the kennel, the best thing is the Kennel Club behind us. Second best thing is this arena's on North Cincinnati Street. You know who's from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at home right now.
Yeah, I think so.
In my hometown, Cincinnati Bearcats are just out of the last 4 in, just behind the Zags.
No wonder they were serving chili pregame.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the skyline.
I would love me
is
some
it?
Cincinnati chili, man. Cheese coney 3-way.
Making you feel at home.
My goodness, how did I miss that? I didn't see that. Did they have the shredded cheese?
Well, you were working on what? You had a couple of sandwiches there pregame.
How did I miss
Get a full
this?
plate.
Would you guys be okay if I run back to the media room, get myself a plate, get me a bib, and eat while we're on air?
I think luckily for all of us, there's none of that spaghetti and whatnot going on.
It's the best meal in the world. Now, my wife went with me to Cincinnati, and she's like, this is so overrated. I said, you're crazy.
Can't get behind it.
It's almost grounds for divorce. Are you kidding me? You don't like the hometown Cincinnati chili?
There's a lot going on there. A whole bunch of things that I never would have thought to have paired together. Meanwhile, a nice little fadeaway here for Tyree Bryant, the junior from Orlando. It's a special building, to your point. Hickman, the runner. That one bounces out. Gonzaga continues to just keep building momentum in the late goings of this season. Less than 6 to go. Santa Clara is going to make a run. It's got to be soon. But Gonzaga is certainly aiming to make it 11 wins in their last 12. They just extended the lead back to 16. Nembhard now with 12.
Nembhard's a great player, but that's too easy. Untouched all the way from the top of the key to the layup.
Napper puts that one up and through.
Totally right there. Santa Clara's got to clamp down. They got to get some stops. They don't put a lot of tremendous ball pressure on Nembhard here. I think they're a little bit worried. Give him a little step. He's quick. Great dribble moves. Here comes the ball screen. Look at Nembhard.
Slicing through, hoists it up. He's going to the line.
He's great, man. He's great. It's hard to guard him. It's hard enough to keep a player in front of you as a defender. When you got a crafty ball handler that can turn the corner, that has the step back. I mean, he mastered the step back. Look, I saw him and Ben Gregg in practice yesterday before practice, goofing off, playing some one-on-one, and he was showing his whole arsenal of moves. Because they're just kind of goofing off. They're not playing full speed. And I was like, he is really good with that step-back shot. Step backs to a 3 at mid-range, gets to the basket. It'll hesitate and go. Good stuff.
He is the maestro. Stays low to the ground as well, which is so critical. And when he came here from Creighton, he already had a reputation for being one of the better point guards across the country. He has taken another step forward. Just both at the line.
Well, that second one, he released it quick, and he jumped off the line before the ball even hit the rim. Got to hold that follow through. A lot of players make that mistake on the second free throw.
Also, the door open a bit here on this possession for the Broncos. Coppero to O'Neal, missed it. Stromer with the contest. Now inside of 5 minutes. Again, Gonzaga protecting a double-digit lead. They would get to 12-2 in league play. They would still be 2 behind St. Mary's. Hickman couldn't get it to go off the glass.
Oh, I carried it.
Whistled for the carry. It's just
That's
not
a missed
been his
opportunity.
night. Had those two early fouls in the first. Had to sit for much of the first half. He's been on the bench for stretches here in the second, and he's just been a little rusty with 1 of 6 shooting from the floor. He's got the 3 points. That's all.
I feel for him. Leg injury, everything came out clean. Had to sit out a few games. He's still rusty. Didn't have full control of that basketball. And what he was 2 weeks ago. Oh, my gosh.
Little throw Nembhard finds him. That's now 6 assists for Nembhard. Nembhard with 13.
Put that ball right on the silver platter, right where he needed it. And this is a great point guard in Nembhard. Look, he recognizes the moment. Get the rebound, slows it down. They're usually rushing the ball up. We've got control here. Let's take our time. We're almost at the next media timeout. Let's use some clock. We have full control of this basketball game.
Nembhard, little hesitation, gets to the paint, flips it up and in. The maestro going to work.
An assist one possession, a layup the next.
Yeah, he has been in a groove. Mark Few's been very, very complimentary of how organized he has had this team offensively. Hickman shooting the ball so well. EK 5 straight 20-point games. Everybody on that Gonzaga side peaking at the right time.
Yeah, Zag's doing a great job moving off the ball. Look at Watson, little backdoor cut. No defense. Great pass from Nembhard. That could be all she wrote for Gonzaga.
Gonzaga has roared. It led by 6 at the break, has extended that lead to an 18-point advantage over Santa Clara. That's a top half team of the WCC. So here are the numbers. We've been talking all about numbers. You have displayed your mathematics abilities today. Well, Gonzaga, with 3:18 to go, they're staring in the face at their 22nd win. They would get to 12-2 in league play. Look at that net number. Let's talk tournament resume. They've got 2 more games left in the regular season. If they win at least one of the next 2, including tonight, they have guaranteed that automatic bye to the semis. So they would only have to win 2 games to win the WCC tournament. That number 22 net ranking is very important. I got to shout out the SID extraordinaire, Barrett Henderson. He's been running the show here at Gonzaga for a while now. No team ranked in the top 31 of the net, top 31, has been left out of the tournament field. That is since net has become the primary factor in terms of ranking teams and how the committee seeds the tournament field. So that is a very important factor to keep in mind. However, you saw at the bottom there our main man, our bracketology extraordinaire, Joe Lunardi, who, boy, he basically gets it 99% of the time. He is accurate when that tournament comes out on Selection Sunday. He is always on it. He has Gonzaga as a team that is very much on the bubble. Now, it could be due to the lack of really quality wins. Their big one is on the road against Kentucky 2 weeks ago. But here's the good news. They have 2 more games left in the regular season at San Francisco, at St. Mary's, and if they win those, they would be of the same significance of that Kentucky win. Let's just put it that way.
Correct.
Signature ones. So they can make up a lot of ground, if you will, to close out the regular season. I'm sure Mark Few would tell you, hey, all we're concerned with is stacking wins and building momentum, because this is certainly a tournament caliber team.
Well, yeah.
EK with now 25.
If season ended today, West Coast Conference once again is a multi-bid league. You're going to have 2 teams in and likely a really good NIT squad in San Francisco. That's if season ended today. Now, San Francisco could change their fortunes there. They can win the automatic bid. But right now, you've got some really good postseason teams coming out of the West Coast Conference this season. So it's looking like the Zags are going to come out of this unscathed.
How good was Nolan Hickman tonight?
Fantastic. He hit 4 threes in the first half. This place was electrifying every time he nailed one. I just like Hickman before the games dancing with the student section, leading the charge, getting them going. How many times do you have?
He's got a routine.
Yeah,
he's got a routine. He's got to hit this building.
A lot of college players are too cool for that. Hickman embraces it. And look at Marshall.
That's back-to-back threes now for Carlos Marshall Jr. He is Santa Clara's second leading scorer in his first 2 baskets here in the waning minutes.
And you're seeing full court pressure now, 2-3 straight times by Santa Clara. Look at the trap here in the sideline. So they don't get a steal. Well, maybe here. There it is. There it is. That's what they need.
They get the takeaway. Ball
Could be Ball.
Oh, 3 straight triples.
And Ball's coming alive.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it's back to a 10-point game.
It's a little bit helter-skelter.
Mark Few calls timeout.
Yes. It's helter-skelter. Mark Few wants to settle his troops. They still have a comfortable lead, but if he doesn't burn this timeout, look at this steal. Been looking for Ball to come alive. You're seeing what he can do right here. Nembhard was all up in his face. Still made the three-point shot. I think this is an excellent timeout by Mark Few because now he can get his troops settled down. He can review some press breaker action. If they see a man-to-man press, this is how we're going to do it. If they see a zone press, here's how we do it. Just review your principles. Review your concepts and tendencies. And that will go a long way in just settling them down. Now keep in mind, both teams in the bonus. So Santa Clara has to foul. That'll be their 10th team foul. And that means the Zags are going to get 2 free throws on every foul from here on out. This is a great move with still 2 timeouts remaining by Gonzaga. And if you're Mark Few, you're reminding your players, now look, don't turn the ball over. If they're pressuring you and you can't get the ball in bounds or you're getting trapped and there's nobody there to receive a pass from you, burn a timeout. We still have with about 95 seconds to play.
It's gotten interesting rather quickly.
Let's see if we can get another trap and steal here by Santa Clara. They're going to trap on the sideline. Great job by Nembhard to bring the ball up in the middle of the floor and not go to the sideline where he'll get trapped.
Yeah, it's a veteran move. Bounce pass back to Nembhard. 80 seconds to go. And there is the foul. And so, as you mentioned, that's going to send Nembhard to the line for a pair. Herb Sendek's team, they were down 6 at the break. And then Gonzaga just slowly started building
Yes.
that lead, led by as many as 19. Hey, one last reminder, our Big Monday doubleheader, it features the ACC's leading scorer. That's R.J. Davis and 10th-ranked North Carolina at home against Miami. The ACC leaders tip off at 7 Eastern, followed by Baylor and TCU at 9. Both of those on ESPN. Also catch it on the app anywhere. So Santa Clara, it could still finish 3rd, but it would have to win its final 2 games if it ultimately falls today. They're 101 away from dropping to 9-5 overall. Main reason being they finish with a home game against San Francisco. That's a team that is ahead of them by a game of the WCC standings, and that would be meaningful. This is a Santa Clara team that's won 20 games in back-to-back years. They would love to make it 3 straight 20-win seasons. Now, a program that just continues to sustain the success that it's built in recent years.
Isn't it remarkable?
Tough night for Ball, frustrating night for Ball, but he's had a wonderful year.
Fouled out. Like you said, I don't think he's fully back healthy. His timing's off, his rhythm. Such a nice young man. You root for him. But it's not quite there. You hope that he's ready. And when the conference tournament comes around in about, what, 10, 11 days, you hope that he's playing full strength again.
Marshall uses the body to barge into the paint, break down with the rebound. And Gonzaga now less than a minute away from closing out its home slate with a win on senior night. Final few minutes for Anton Watson. He's over there on the far side of the floor. This is the 5th-year senior's last moments in this building. He's 63-3 in this place. He's only lost 3 times as a player inside the Kettle. This vaunted arena.
You know, and Watson has been around for some of the most successful seasons in program history. All these other guys got more of the attention. He's the guy in the background doing all the little things that make a team good. Honorable mention in the WCC last year, 2nd all-time in history in steals behind John Stockton in program history.
Yeah, it's incredible. So if Gonzaga hangs on, you see here, it would get to 12-2. Now St. Mary's is certainly virtually a lock to win tonight. They're up 28 with 3 minutes to go. So they would improve to 14-0 in league play. And so again, Gonzaga would need the Gales to lose their final 2, including the finale against this Gonzaga team, if they wanted to share at least a piece of their what would be 12th straight WCC title, though it certainly looks like that may come to an end this year with St. Mary's controlling its destiny. More importantly, the Zags close out their home schedule with a W. They hang up 94 against Santa Clara, exact a little vengeance.
Yes.
After the loss to the Broncos last month. Inside the Levy Center, final 94-81.
Did it with hot shooting, 50% and better from 3 and the field, and terrific defense in the second half. Gonzaga looking hot here in the latter parts of the regular season.
EK led the way with 26, 20 for Hickman, and Watson, final time in this building, 13 points. A wonderful send-off. That's all for us. Hope you enjoyed it. For Richie Schuler and our entire phenomenal ESPN crew, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long from Spokane. College Basketball Live is coming up next. Let's get you there now.